So today's session is with regarding to criticism of IMF. This is one of the subtopic of the fifth chapter, International Financial Institutions. We'll just see what are the various criticisms faced by IMF institution. See, IMF has been criticized with regarding to lack of accountability and willingness to lend to countries with bad human rights record. Along with this, there are various criticisms of IMF. The first one is conditions of loan. On giving loans to countries, the IMF makes the loan conditional on the implementation of certain economic policies. These policies tend to involve. So, if IMF has to give loans, it sees that certain economic policies are implemented by those countries, which may include reducing government borrowing. It may stress governments to not borrow from various other sources. It may ask the governments to higher the taxes and lower its spending. Higher rates of interest can be charged to those countries to stabilize the currency. Allow failing firms to go bankrupt. It will IMF levies condition that sick units has to be closed and reconstruction should not take place. When it is levying loan or giving loan, it may ask the member countries to do some structural adjustments, go for privatization, deregulation, reducing corruption and bureaucracy. See, the problem is when all these structural adjustments and deregulation and all has to be undertaken, it has to consider the country has to consider macroeconomic system, microeconomic system and domestic system, and a long term planned approach has to be there when adjustments have to be done by keeping long term objectives in mind. But because of pressure of IMF, short term objectives are kept in mind and structural adjustments are done, which may not always prove good to the economy, and most often it makes the situation worst. That is the experience experienced by various countries. Okay, it may also damage the economy. So this is one of the criticisms of IMF. Next, exchange rate reforms. The IMF will impose some exchange rate reforms that has to be implemented by member countries when it is lending loan. But the criticism regarding this is whenever some reforms has to be implemented by the countries with regarding to their economy, the dynamics of that country has to be dealt with, has to be considered in detail, and then reforms has to be undertaken. If not, if you try to insist on blanket reforms to be followed by all countries, then it will be detrimental to the growth of that economy. It may not suit that economy because every economy is very unique. It has got various factors that has to be considered before any structural reforms or changes has to be brought into. So there is a criticism that dynamics of every country is not considered by IMF, and they just insist all the countries to follow blanket reforms, which will always make the system more confusing and bring chaos into the economy. Then the third point is devaluation. The IMF has been criticized for allowing inflationary devaluations. Whenever exchange rate reforms are undertaken, exchange rate restrictions are levied on countries, what happens is there will be devaluation of currency. When the devaluation means when the currency becomes, when the value of the currency falls. When the value of the currency falls, the exports of that country will become competitive, but the imports of that country, the imports to be made by that country will become costlier. So, in this situation, automatically inflation scenario blooms. Okay, inflation crops into the economy, making all goods and services costlier. So IMF is facing this criticism too. Next criticism is neoliberal criticism. See, what do you mean by neoliberal means? You can describe neoliberal as free market economics. This involves policies associated with free trade, privatization, price deregulation, flexible labor markets, etc. So such an economy, such free market economics is called as neoliberal. Neoliberal. So IMF always promotes neoliberal market scenarios for all the countries. Okay, but these free market policies were not always suitable for the situation of various countries. Through experience of various countries, neoliberal markets have not always been favorable for all types of countries. Privatization sometimes can create or can lead to private monopolies who exploit consumers. So they promote privatization. Sometimes privatization, or some countries have faced these situations where private monopolies crop up and they exploit consumers. So this is also one of the criticisms faced by IMF. Then free market criticisms of IMF. IMF has been criticized for being too interventionist. They are they are criticized for becoming interventionist, means they intervene too much with regarding to internal economic system of various countries. Believers in free markets argue that it is better to let capital markets operate without attempts at intervention. They argue attempts to influence exchange rates only make things worse, and it is better to allow currencies to reach their market level, which the IMF does not allow happen. So this is one of the criticisms. Next, lack of transparency and involvement. So IMF is criticized for imposing policy with little or no consultation with affected countries. If the countries are small, then such countries will be dictated economic policies. When rules and regulations and guidelines are drafted, they don't negotiate with such countries, they don't take their suggestions, but they just like dictators impose economic policies on smaller countries or affected countries. So this is one of the criticisms faced by IMF. Then supporting military dictatorship. The IMF has been criticized for supporting military dictatorships in Brazil and Argentina. So these are all some of the criticisms of IMF. So IMF gives some responses for the criticisms faced by them. They tell crisis always leads to some difficulties. Because of IMF, because IMF deals with economic crisis, whatever policy they offer, there is likely to be difficulties. It is not possible to deal with a balance of payment without some painful readjustments. Whenever there has to be some readjustments done, there will be crisis, there will be some difficulties which has to be undertaken. So that adjustments, when they undertake for long term benefit, uh, that is not taken in a positive manner, and for that IMF is being criticized. Then IMF has had some success. The failures of IMF tend to be widely publicized. Criticisms tend to focus on short-term problems and ignores long-term view. IMF always work for upliftment of a member country's economy. Through their expert panel policies, they see that in long term, all countries' economy comes to the right track. For that, short term adjustments and difficulties have to be faced. So short term problems are highlighted and long term view is not appreciated. That is one of the response of IMF. Confidence. See, the fact there is a lender of last resort provides an important confidence boost for investors. This is important during current financial turmoil. Whenever there is economic turmoil or crisis faced by any particular country, they always see IMF as the lender of last resort, and sometimes because of this confidence they go for economic reforms, they go for free trade, free market, international trade. They take that risk because of the confidence they have got in IMF. If something goes wrong, they are there to lend, and the investors also come forward if that country is a member of IMF. So all that is neglected and criticized, and criticisms alone are levied on IMF, is the opinion of IMF. Then countries are not obliged to take an IMF loan. IMF tells that there is no any condition that all the member countries have to take loan from IMF. IMF does not go asking for loan for member countries, but the member countries themselves approach IMF, and later, after taking benefits, they talk about criticism, they talk about shortfalls, or they talk about negative points with regarding to IMF. IMF is always becoming an easy target. That is the opinion of the experts of IMF. Sometimes countries may want to undertake painful short-term adjustment, but there is a lack of political will. An IMF intervention enables the government to secure a loan and then pass the blame on to IMF for the difficulties. So when they don't have political will to bring economic change, and with the help of IMF, when they bring, and there are some difficulties, it is all those difficulties are buck passed to IMF. So this is the view or some responses from IMF for the criticisms faced by the institution. Thank you.